Okay, so today what I'd like to do is a great, we could call it a beginner workout for a great beginner Pilates workout. And it, as with anything with Pilates, beginner is great for somebody that's experienced as well. It's always great to go back just to the basics. We can do this in under half an hour and you're going to get a full body workout. So join me. Okay, we're going to start sitting upright, legs bent, just hip distance apart. So we've got, imagine that you're sitting up against an imaginary wall. Feet are reaching out, toes long, even weight distribution through the feet. We grab to the back of the legs just to help us with that back extension, feeling it right into the upper thoracic, long, as if you think long neck, crown of your head leading up to the ceiling. We inhale, we exhale, and we release. And we go back, belly button leading the way, inhale. We aim to have our lower lumbar on the mat. If you can't get there, if your feet are already starting to lift, you stop wherever your feet feel like they're starting to lift. That is your tipping point. Okay, take it down to your tipping point. Inhale, exhale, up you come. We're curling and then we're extending. We're flexing, so it's flexion and then extension. Rolling back, shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, come up and extend. And reaching back, and up and extend. We're just warming up the spine, warming up the abs, this whole core area. Down you go, and up you come. I'm thinking we're at 6, we're gonna do it. We curl back. Push down with those feet to help you come up and extend. Last time, curl it back, shoulders out of the ears, and up you come and extend. Now we're going to go down, 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 and on the mat. Beautiful. Shuffle your feet up. Okay, so your toes, feet, knees, hip distance apart. You're reaching down with your hands down to, as if you were trying to touch your ankles. Open up across the collarbone. Give me that imprint, but not quite curling up the pelvis just yet. Just imprint and then release. So if I put my hand under your spine, there should be a little bit of a gap, and imprint and release. Just warming up that lower lumbar. Imprint and release. And now we're going to take it up. You imprint so much that those hips start to float off the mat. Leading with the pelvis. Up you go. Up. Try not to keep those, have those shoulders in your ears. Reach down away from the ears. Energy through the hands, no tension in the shoulders. Now in this position, imagine that your knees are lengthening out over your ankles. If you want to, you can bring your feet back a little bit. Up you come. Make sure your hips are up and level, but not so much up that your ribs are splayed open. So keep those ribs closed without without losing the height in your hips. Beautiful. Now in that position, you should start to feel it in your hammies and in your quads, hip flexors. Inhale, down we go. Exhale, down we go. And release. Inhale, exhale. Use that exhale breath to take you up. Nice gap. Space between your ears and your shoulders. No tension. Down you go. That's 2. We're going to do 4 more. Inhale. Scoop it up. Right up. Beautiful. Down you go. That's 3. Scoop it up. Up. 4. Making sure you're level with those hips. You might start to feel really firing into the hamstrings and the glutes. Take it up, scoop it up. And 1 more, laying it down. And up you come. Take it up, holding it there. And down you come. Beautiful. Just bring those legs into the chest, give it a squeeze. It's a great release for the lower lumbar. Take your legs to tabletop, arms out a little bit arms out to the side to stabilize you. You can take them up to shoulder height if you wish, but no, don't take it past that height, otherwise you're going into rotation. We start with our legs going over to the right. Over you go, keeping your left shoulder down. Hike that left hip up so that it's staying directly on top of the right leg up. Using those obliques to bring you back to center. Keeping the feet and the knees glued together. Over you go to the left, right shoulder stays down. Exhale back to center. Over to the right, left shoulder stays down. And back to center. Over to the left, right shoulder stays down. Keeping those knees and feet together. Back to center. Over to the right. And back to center. And over to the left. Beautiful lower lumbar stretch. Back to center. We're going to do one more either side. Over you go. Over you go. Maybe you can take it a little bit further. A little bit further. If you're not touching the floor, maybe you can take it there. If you can't, that's fine. Back to center. One last time to the left. And back to center. And bring those legs into the chest and give them a squeeze. Beautiful. Put your feet down. You can keep them together. Have your hands interlaced behind your head. Keep your elbows wide so that we're not tempted to pull on our neck. The movement is coming right from your center. And we're going to slowly inhale. Exhale, lift those shoulder blades off the mat. Now there's a temptation to pull those hips towards you. Just push those hips away, giving me a neutral spine. Looking up just above your knees. And down we go. This is our chest lift. Inhale. Exhale, up you come, elbows wide. Come up, come up. Pushing the pelvis flat and away from you. Down you come. Inhale. Exhale, use your exhale breath to come up. And down. 3 down, 3 to go. Inhale. Exhale, up. It's all about quality, not quantity. Up you come. And down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, up you come. And 1 more, then we'll go into our obliques. Exhale to come up. Now we're going to go to our rotation. Rotate your right elbow to your left knee, keeping the shoulder blade off the mat. And back to center. Over to the right. And back to center. Make sure it's just your upper body rotating and the hips are the legs are staying square. Over to the left. Back to center. Over to the right. You're trying to keep those shoulder blades off the mat. Over to the right. Elbows wide. Center. Over to the left. Elbows wide. Over to the left. And center. Over to the right. Stay with me. 1 more either side. Inhale. And center. Exhale. Center and down. Whew. Nice. Give it a squeeze. Right, we're going to go down. We're going to do our leg circles. I'm going to start with our left leg down, our right leg up. Flexing that foot. Okay, so if you're very tight in the hammies like I am, you can bend it a little bit. Just be soft in the knee. It's not that important that your leg is straight. That's just a bonus to get the hamstring stretch. This is more about getting that rotation in the hip and trying not to, and having control. Okay, so we're gonna flex the right foot, arms out to stabilize you, try not to be up in your shoulders. We're gonna do circles across, we're gonna stabilize with your left foot, your left leg. We're gonna do a circle around, across the body and up. And keeping this hip as stable as possible. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. We're gonna go to the outside. 1, 2, 3, beautiful. 4, hold it. Bring it in, give it a squeeze, and we're gonna change. Swap it onto the other side. Left leg goes up, your right leg stabilizing. You reflex the foot. Each side is different, okay? So you might find this side a little bit less challenging. Maybe it's a little bit easy. Maybe it's more challenging. Okay, so here we go. Cross the body and up. And 2, and 3, 4, hold it, and to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and bring it in. Give it a squeeze. Bring both legs in. Beautiful. Okay, let's rock and roll up. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to do our rolling like a ball. Okay, we're going to do our rolling like a ball. So if you're very tight in your hip flexors, you might find this a bit challenging to be really small. You can modify it and have your legs out as long, just keep your shoulder, your spine rounded. This is rolling like a ball as opposed to a flat back. Okay, and just going back to our shoulders. So we are relaxing our shoulders, looking towards the belly button as the belly button pulls us back and we roll up to center. We're aiming to go evenly back onto either side of the spine. That's 2. Inhale and exhale to come up. That's 3. And back and 4. Stay with me. Back and 5. And last time, back and 6. Actually, let's do 2 more of those. It's feeling really good. Back we go and up. And back we go and up. Hold it with control. And reach those legs out. Shuffle back if you need to. We're going to do our spine stretch forward. One of my favorite stretches to do for loosening up, just releasing the lower lumbar. If you're tight in the hamstrings, feel free to bend your legs. This is more about getting into getting a really good lower back stretch. If you can extend the legs and straighten them out, that's great. You're going to get just a bonus stretch in your hammies and your calves. Okay, so we're reaching our hands out in front of us, palms facing inwards. Pull your shoulders out, take your shoulders down out of your ears. And we're imagining that we're up against an imaginary wall and we're peeling our spine off that wall and diving forward. It's not so much about going down as about going forward. So sitting up nice and tall, inhale. Exhale, reach forward with the crown of the head. Reach, reach, reach. Feel the stretch in your lower lumbar. Oh, that feels so good. And slowly roll up, 1 vertebra at a time. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, reach down, crown of the head. Reach, 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 reach. Feel that stretch. Oh, this is so good. Neutral neck. So don't be looking up or down like that. Just neutral. And slowly stacking the vertebra. I like to think of Lego blocks. That's our spine. And reaching forward. Forward, 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 crown of the head. Reach, reach, reach. And up you come, nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, reach forward, 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 to the crown of the head. Reach, reach, reach. And back you come, nice and tall. 2 more. Oh. You know, sometimes you just feel one of the exercises just kind of feels so right and so good. So feel free just to do a few extra and pause the video. Get nice and tall. And reach forward, forward, forward. Relax your arms down the side of your legs and slowly just let them slide up as you stack the vertebra. Roll the shoulders back. And roll the shoulders forward. Okay, put your legs together. We're going to do our spine twist. Seated spine twist as opposed to the supine spine twist. Okay, so hands clasped behind your head. And kind of think like your head is leaning into, you're pushing your head into your hands and your hands into your head. Okay, and you can kind of think of pushing that skin up at the back of your skull. So you're having that thinking length in the back, a length in your neck, okay? So you get nice and tall, you can feel that engagement in the upper thoracic. Flex the feet. Again, if you're tight, you can bend the knees slightly. It's more about the spine twist than about the legs. Inhale, get nice and tall. And exhale, rotate to your right. Rotate to your right and pulse. 1, 2, and center. Watch that those hips stay stable and together, and rotate to your left. 1, 2, and center. And 1, 2, and center. And 1, 2, center. Here we go. Pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse. Center. Center. Give me one more either side. Center and center. Relax the arms, shake out those legs. Okay, here we go. Straight into our back support. This is great for upper body strength. Just be aware that if you've got a necky shoulder and you can't go to rotation, then maybe just skip this one. I'm going to show you a modification. So if you already struggle, especially with maybe tight hip flexors, you can modify this. Instead of having straight legs, you can come into a tabletop position. Just keep the shoulders nice and wide, and you're dropping your hips down to just above the mat. Feet are parallel and knees parallel. And then you lift those hips up again to the ceiling. Okay. Otherwise, you can join me in the traditional back support, making sure your hands are facing your feet or to the side, but just don't rotate your arms right around. It's just no good for the shoulders. Okay, so inhale. Exhale, up you come. You lift the hips up. We're trying to get a diagonal line from the crown of our head to our toes, and we're aiming towards having the feet on the mat. And down you come. And just before your butt wants to kiss the mat, you lift it up. That's 2. We inhale to come down. We exhale to go up. That's 3. We're just going to do 6. And 4, and down, and 5, and down, and 6, and down, and shake it out. Beautiful. We're going to just cross our legs and go over into our all-fours position. Okay, now we're going to go into our front support. We start by going into our plank position. We extend your right leg, extend your left leg. That's our plank position. Okay, so here we go. We'll start with holding it for 8 in a plank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. Okay, I just want to reiterate, please, as I didn't say it previously, have your wrist directly underneath your shoulders so that there's no undue stress on the shoulder joint. If you struggle with some wrist injury, you can also go onto your elbows. It's just when you make that just forgot my word. When you make that lever shorter, it's more weight. It's a bit tougher. Okay, so here we go. Onto our all fours, wrists directly underneath the shoulders. We reach our right leg back, we reach our left leg back. We are in our plank position, and we're just going to bring our right leg in. One, take it back, and left leg, and back, and right, and back. Here we go. Stay with me. That's 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and relax. Shake it out. Stay with me. One more set. Now we're going to do straight leg. Here we go. Into our plank position. We're going to just stay with the right leg for now. Extend that leg and lift it to hip height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and change. Well done. Wow. Okay, we're almost there. So onto your side. Any side, we're going to do both. Okay. So the best way to line up on this for our side series is have your elbow in line with from your head to your glutes, in line with the back of the mat, and bring your feet to the front. Okay, you're going to have your well, I'm on my right. My right arm's direct, elbows directly underneath my shoulder. I'm going to have my other hand behind my head. And if you need support, actually have your hand in front of you. We're going to lift this is a side kick. We're going to flex our foot forward and point it back. So you flex it forward as much as you've got control over your hips. So we don't want to be doing that. Okay, so it's flex forward, point back. Flex forward, point back. There we go. Okay, I've got the rhythm now. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reach that leg back, reach the arm in front. We're hopefully about a diagonal line happening. Reach, feel the stretch a little bit in your glutes, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Swap it over to the other side. Here we go. Line up with the back of the mat, bring the legs to the front. Hand behind your head. This elbow is directly underneath the shoulder. And with control, if you struggle to keep balance, you can put your hand here for support. And flex frontwards, flex to the front, point to the back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's amazing how one side always feels different to the other. This side feels a bit better for me. Reach back, reach your arm to the front in a diagonal line. Here we go. Reaching, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release. Okay, we are almost there. Onto your right. Just going to do our back extension. Okay. I want you to be face down, your forehead on the mat. You're reaching your hands down the sides of your legs. Your feet are slightly apart. You're reaching down as if you were trying to reach your ankles. I want you to push your pubic bone into the mat, pull your belly button up, and then inhale, slow lift. Lifting your chest, your head and your chest, trying to get that chest off the floor. Inhale. Exhale, come up a bit more. And hold it. Little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. Put your hands next to your shoulders. Curl your toes in. Push back. Actually, don't curl your toes in. We're going to come into child's pose. Open your knees nice and wide. Feel that release in the back. Hold it there. Keeping those knees there. Come up into all fours. Making sure that your knees are directly underneath your hips, your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. We're going to just do a cat-cow stretch. We inhale. We exhale. We drop our head. We drop our hips, and we're looking through our legs. And then we go the other way. Arching. Arching, pulling the chest forward towards the mat so you get a nice stretch on the upper thoracic. Push down through your palms into the mat and release. Roll that out, arch up to the ceiling. And then back. Last one. Pushing those hands into the mat. Reaching, have length in the neck. Feel the stretch. Your lower lumbar, upper thoracic, and back to neutral. Sit back on your haunches. And thanks for joining me. See you next time. Bye.